So guys, we've got another huge Ripple versus SEC lawsuit update. I'm going to summarise and collate the information that I found on Twitter and mix in some of my personal opinions to tell you guys what I think is going to happen next. This update is specific to the two legal memos that have been unsealed by Ripple. These memos address the legal advice that Ripple had from Perkins Coie in relation to whether their Ripple credits, which are now XRP, would be registered or deemed by the SEC as an unregistered security. So let's get into it. We'll start with James Filan. He says overall it's favourable for Ripple and the individual defendants, being Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen, obviously. The key takeaways are that if Newcoin, which is where XRP specifically started with Jeb McCaleb and Chris Larsen, did an ICO, then that could be considered a security. But then it says, but Ripple then revised its business plan and went back to Perkins Coie, which issued a second memo in October of 2012. This memo stated there was still a small risk the SEC could disagree, but that risk was only small. And James Filan does talk about a few other things, but we're going to talk about them with some other people that I'm about to reference. But he also says that it seems to me Ripple was very proactive, which is important. The memos suggest that Ripple were being very careful. Some of my key takeaways specifically from the memos include this. Basically, that Ripple credits facilitate online commerce and they should not be considered securities, as you can see below. This is literally a quote. And this is where Perkins Coie say that Ripple credits do not constitute a security, and this is where it says, albeit there is a small risk the SEC could disagree with their analysis. So then we move on to the opinion of Stuart Alderati, who is the top boy of Ripple's legal defense team, or I think he's called head of the general counsel in his fancy lawyer terms, who argues a wicked point. The conclusion of these now public 2012 memos is clear: XRP does not constitute a security. And this part really rubs salt in the wound of the SEC. The fact that Ripple had the foresight to seek legal advice from a prominent firm in 2012 in the absence of clear case law and 5 years before the SEC even started talking about digital assets should be applauded. Then we have this from Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO. The truth is out for everyone to read. What we see is that SEC waited 8 years to decide they disagreed with this analysis, decimating thousands and thousands of XRP holders who they purport to protect in this process. So much for being mission driven. So what do I see from this? Well, I see transparency for Ripple. I see that they're opening up to the public. I see that they're making this lawsuit very open and honest, which it looks like the SEC really isn't doing, and I feel like it should be the other way around, if anything. The SEC are out here to protect people. It does make me feel like Goldman Gary could have an ulterior motive here. I know he didn't bring on the lawsuit specifically, but he hasn't ended it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Peace.